Hello everyone, I'm Epi Floof, and today I'm going to be talking about a show called A Clever Raccoon Dog. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about episode 69 because it's the only episode I bothered watching because it's the only episode that interested me in watching the show because of the Vixen character. The Vixen character was the only driving reason for me to even bother checking out this show to begin with. And what better way to influence someone like me who loves foxes than having a anthropomorphic fox vixen character. Like, wow. Yeah, that got my neurons firing. And then I watched the episode, and then I was angry and sad and bored. So I really just I had no actual care for the show at all while I was watching it. I started off curious enough, like, all right, maybe I'll give the show a chance. I'll see what it's like. And then it started, and then it began, and I'm like, I don't, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, even for the Vixen characters, I already know what's gonna happen. I already can predict that what's gonna happen, and I don't like it. I do not like what I see down the tunnel. Is like what I'm saying. I see the other side of the tunnel, and I don't want to go down it, but I did anyway, and I made it about 6 minutes in before I started skipping through the episode because I'm like, I'm bored. Cut to the chase. Where's the climax? And when does the vixen end up on the little island where she gets all of her fish and she's happy? It does not happen. And I'll get to that in a minute. Show is boring, and I'm mainly going to be talking about the vixen more than anything because it's the only driving reason I watched the show to begin with. But holy crap, is this. I hate antagonist characters, like side characters to the villain that have nothing really. Like I or she has something, but it's just so generic, and I'm like, oh my god. Now I don't like when foxes are portrayed as big bad enemies. Like, I'm okay with it being portrayed as like, oh, they're sneaky, mischievous. Oh yeah, they'll probably steal. Like, for example, Honest John and Pinocchio. That's a fox I'm okay with being. He's not really antagonistic. He's a dealer. He's a dealer. Or the cunning trickster in Balto. Yeah, she tricks Balto and he falls off the log. She pushes him off the log, but she's not evil. She's just being a fox. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. But when the character is just bad and then stuck in this Stockholm syndrome because of the villain, I'm like, ah, it's not her. It's not her. She's not actually bad, and that's what my little fox brain is saying. Like, no, she's not evil. She's just stuck under this fucking spell because of Link's character. And don't get me wrong, Link's design is actually really cool. I think he looks like a great intimidating villain for a kid's show. I think he looks great. But I'm like, oh, when he starts strangling the fox girl, I'm like, oh. You can see my face become like, ugh. How dare you? How dare you put your hands on her like that? You know? Now, granted, it's a cartoon, so there's no actual, strangulation, It's like a Simpsons kind of strangle. Yeah, it's like that. But I'm still like, the Stockholm syndrome of her, where she's just following this guy that's so abusive to her. And this makes me so angry. I hate that shit. I hate it so much. I probably wouldn't hate it as much if it wasn't that. And I'm like, and then the fact that main characters are just completely blatantly, they're evil, straight up evil. No, not trying to do something with the side villain. Because I like shows where the villain and then the side villain can kind of be convinced that the bad guy is bad. But this is a 16-minute episode. They're not gonna do that shit. They're not gonna do any of that. They're just gonna defeat the villain and move on with their lives. But here's the thing. They do defeat the villain, They also defeat the cute vixen, but she doesn't appear after this episode ever again, at least to my knowledge. So when that plane goes down, she doesn't end up on an island. She dies. That's what my fox brain is saying. She's dead. And that made me sad and angry. Because I sat through this 16-minute dumpster fire. I watched this fucking train wreck and got nothing out of it. I didn't get no cute vixen, no cute chubby vixen on chilling on a remote island with a bunch of fish. I was angry. I was mad, and that's why I'm making this video. And talk about the show itself, I'm like, the show was boring. Now it could just be because my only interest in the show was the fox, so I didn't really give it an honest chance. But I think even if I were sober, I was like, I'd still think this show was just, ugh. I could not watch another episode. That was painful already. How dirty they did my fox girl, I was just, nah, I'm good on that. Get out of here. Now, and the character designs for the character, like, the vixen looks great. I think her character design looks great. Looks a fox. Lynx's design looks pretty good for, cartoon villain. But the three main characters, I don't know what Korea is smoking that makes them think that looks like a tanuki or that looks like a bear. But oh my god, I'm like, they look like they had their faces smashed in on the pavement and then scraped and then like rearranged. They look like Play-Doh creation. They look like a child's drawing. I'm like, oh my god, they're ugly. You're ugly. Yeah, ugly people shouldn't succeed. No, that's anyway. So their character designs are awful, and I'm like, you made the vixen look so appealing to the audience, at least to me, and you just straight up just scrap it. And I'm like, why include her? Why include her? So the show is just boring. I mean, they have the gunfight. The way they defeat them too is fucking retarded. They throw an apple at the plane and it smashes a window. Somehow an apple smashes an airplane window, and yeah, that's how the show works. And it's a cartoon. I guess anything is possible, but I'm just. She was so cute. She could have had so much more life. But no. These fucking goblin-looking creatures had to take out the only resemblance of beauty in their world. Can't have all the vixens, I guess. I had so much more to say on this before I started making this video too. Like, you imagine me like stomping around. Imagine me like stomping around, like, doing pacing, because I was ready to write a script. I was like gonna write a script and everything, but I'm like, I need to like just do it now. I need to just make an impromptu video and talk about this shit, because like, I don't like characters that have nothing to them. I especially don't like when a fox character has nothing to him. So I got real enraged. Now I should once again clarify. This is me we're talking about here. This isn't, everybody's not going to have the same opinion. But you might be able to be like, you know what? Yeah, that was kind of a robbed character, wasn't it? And yeah, she was pretty cute. That really does suck she died in the episode. What? So yeah, I'm just disappointed. Now, the episode I watched was on YouTube for free, so maybe there's an alternate version where it actually does have that ending that I thought existed. Because I have screenshots of that from the wiki, but maybe it's not on the YouTube version of the show, which you can watch. You can watch, I think, all the episodes on YouTube. They're all there for free. But I guess there might be slight edits to some of them. But yeah, this was 16 minutes of torture that I will never get back. And I just want to talk about it because the poor vixen.